This week on Bad Clown's Film Pitch.
Let's take a look at the upcoming slate of movies on IMDB and see if we're smart enough to guess what they're about.
All right, boys. Lights, camera, action.
All right. 3, 2... So, 3, 2, 1.
And we're
hello.
back.
Well
Hello.
done, everyone.
Well done. It's good to be back.
It's good
Yes,
to be back.
back in the
And
studio.
this fine day, we are joined by the lovely Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, thank you so much.
How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for having us. How are you doing today, Brian?
I'm very well, thank you.
There we go. What a voice.
Yeah,
It's a really good voice, yeah.
actually, if you could stop, I feel
Threatened.
I feel inferior.
Well, I'm underwhelming compared to that. So what are we going to do today, John?
So we're going to look at the next slate of upcoming movies for probably 2023, maybe 2024 and beyond, and try and predict what their plot synopsis will be from not seeing them or not. Maybe we've seen a trailer, maybe we've not.
Okay.
We'll see what we can come up as we go. I kind of do it in order of releases, so what's coming out in the next couple of weeks.
Because it's easier.
Yeah, and I don't want to flip between.
I saw a trailer today, actually.
What did you see?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay,
Oh.
okay, that is
That's okay, scratch that one.
remind
Played
me.
the games. We played the games.
October, November.
Keep going. Let's go further afield.
Okay, so it hasn't come up yet. So I'm guessing.
We're good.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
not this year.
So what do you? It's a video game, isn't it?
But before we start,
Oh, wait, is there anything to public?
there is. There's one more show.
One more show we've got,
Oh my
live
God.
show.
Like
Okay.
a couple of days.
Yeah, so we've
Go
done
for it.
a really bad job of deciding
Yeah,
of
because
being
the last podcast said come to Wimbledon.
Yeah, and
That
Wimbledon
happened.
was done. But let me tell you right now, we've got one show left, and it's in Kingston on July 9th. So come and see Bad Clown's Hostage. And by God, if you've got the time and the money and the inclination, also come see Christian Dart, Bigger Than the Christmas Turkey.
Hey, listen, look, it's which camera? It's on the same day.
It's on the same
literally
day.
6 p.m. in the Rose Studio. Then there's a half-hour break. Then it's Bad Clown's Hostage.
But here's the best news of all.
Give them the best news.
If you book with the code BadClowns_Turkey, you can get yourself a disc. I don't know how much. It's
So
50% off one show.
So technically, 25% off the whole order.
The whole package.
So
Right.
instead of paying £20, you're paying $15 for 2 shows. That's pretty damn good.
By my maths, that's £4 a show. That's bloody fantastic.
Wrong.
Or
But that-
pay full price and to put the code in.
Or if you
Yes, that's
all
better.
Caps.
Yeah.
Okay.
All caps. All caps. Bad Clowns _Turkey, all caps. I actually have inserted.
That's too long. Bad Clowns _Turkey, all caps.
No.
That's so long. That's
Don't
such a long
confuse
code.
them. I don't know if our audience is smart enough to get it. Okay? No, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh dear.
But come, it's going to be fun. I'll be drunk afterwards, so.
You'll be drunk during.
The second show, not the first.
What? I'll be drunk during our show.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll have a quick few beers after mine.
Right.
Anyway, cheers. Cheers to that.
Do you guys want the first movie, which is let's go Insidious 5: The Red Door.
Oh, well.
Have you seen any of the Insidious?
Yeah.
I've seen the first 3.
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't know there'd been a 4th.
Yeah, this is a 5th.
Yes.
Where's the fourth?
It's Insidious 4, The Blue Window.
It clearly went really well. The blue win,
Well,
the purple curtains.
first one when it came out, it's got a really good jump scare where the
first one?
having a conversation, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Darth Maul appears behind it.
It's actually considerably less scary if you know he's coming. Because then it's just a conversation, and at one point someone's like,
Does he appears several times, doesn't he?
Yeah. The film becomes massively less scary when they actually go into the other world.
The ghost world.
And you see I'm going to call him Darth Maul, like slamming across the wall because he
Slamming.
tiptoe through the window. Through the window.
It's tulips, isn't it? It's
Is it?
So through the tulips, yeah. I didn't want to embarrass you.
Oh, thank you. I tried to embarrass you. So I think
Yeah.
Insidious 5, The Red Door, we're going to see the first furniture jump scare. They're going to be talking in a room, and suddenly behind him is a red door.
Okay. Let's give that a look. Let's give that away.
I mean, it's going to be bullshit, isn't it? It's going to be, the red door is the door to the spirit demon world. You've been in the spirit world, but now we've got to go to the red
I'm
door to go to the
almost
demon
certain-
world.
Oh, is it? It's worse than the spirit world. It's,
Yeah, I think so.
and it's a door within a realm. So
Yeah,
it's really
the red
complicated.
door is within the spirit world, and you go through the red door in the spirit world to get to the demon world.
I mean, I'm almost certain that in all the other films, the door they go through is red. So
Oh, is this just like?
it's just they're like, oh yeah,
We're calling it this.
Red Door.
Yeah.
A red door.
The old lady in it, who's in like quite a lot of horror films.
Yes, I know who you mean.
You'd recognise her. She's in a bunch of stuff like this. She dies in the first film. Spoilers.
Okay.
I mean, it's been like 15 years old. She died in the first film. I think she's been in nearly all of them since, in some way.
What do you mean, like Ghost or
Ghost
tape recorder?
Or this one's a video. In the trailer, she's like,
YouTube.
This happened. You mustn't do this.
We
I'm like,
found her
like,
podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you ever find a red door,
Fucking run.
She's actually going to the horror convention.
because it's Insidious.
So maybe I'll ask her.
It's Insidious 1 where
Yeah.
they're like, it's not the house that's haunted.
It's
your
child.
son.
Yeah.
It's not the sun that's haunted. It's your
The door. Yeah. That film is quite scary. I saw it
It
in the
is.
cinema.
Yeah, in the cinema it was scary.
I went with a girl I fancied at the time, and I remember she screamed. And
the film.
At the film, just to clarify. And this guy in the audience went, he said something like, "Oh, shut up, go watch Bambi." I was
Right.
like, that's not having a theatrical
Excuse me,
release.
sir. Excuse me.
This is a horror film. We're supposed to be screaming. But everyone laughed at his joke, and it made our thing incredibly uncomfortable.
And that's the only reason you're not together now.
I would argue that. I mean, she's married. Everyone's married now. What the hell?
I'm not.
John.
Soon.
Hey.
I remember seeing not Insidious, but The Conjuring 2 in the cinema.
Yeah.
And there was an old couple in sort of the back rows, and the old man at one point just stood up. Maybe he had like bad legs or something, but he just stood and was breathing. Well, he just stood and then was breathing heavily for about 10 minutes of the last like half hour of the film, and it was just the weirdest thing to see in the corner of your eye. This old man going.
The reason that's scary is because, like,
It's a weird thing
bad
to-
guy, but he is an old man in the film.
It's just a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
Like it's a weird thing to do to stand up in the middle of a film.
The scariest experience I've had in a cinema watching a horror film is probably A Quiet Place.
Really?
Because the cinema becomes so quiet.
Yeah.
And if anyone makes any noise...
And we know what you're like in the cinema with your bag of popcorn. No. I mean, you're the.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, these are good. Got to take this call.
Pass me the Pringles!
We actually went to watch The Pillow Man in the theatre yesterday.
Yes.
And Sam was like, I want to get sweets.
I wanted to get peanut M&Ms.
And Roslyn, Sam's wife and our best friend, was like, "No, Sam, no, you can't.
We're in the theatre."
Because you rustle." And Sam's like, "I'll put it in a plastic cup. I'll put it in a plastic cup."
I am known to rustle.
And she was like, "Fine." And I was like, and then I did it. But I bought a Terry's chocolate orange.
Did
You
like
got Terry's chocolate orange and just put these segments of chocolate.
did Steve Pemberton like eye you up as you're like
No,
rustling?
no.
Fuck.
But I had this. It melted at the end.
Yeah, of course.
I had this
You had a
melted Terry's
nice hot chocolate drink.
chocolate. It's delicious.
Should we move on to the next film?
Yeah,
I think we nailed that one.
Let's do a big one. Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. So Heimer
Oppenheimer.
Heimer is a
I think it is Oppenheimer.
is Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer the red door.
Oppenheimer the red.
Open. Hi.
Because it looks like some of it's in black and white, so I reckon it's going to be two.
Well, I know
timelines.
the answer to that.
Have you seen it?
No, I just read that all the black and white stuff is past tense, and all of the coloured stuff is currently happening.
Right.
So I think they're like flashbacks. I think I did read that. But
Or maybe it's just like Memento, and he's going to be tattooing himself, go like make a bomb.
yeah.
he doesn't.
What was I doing?
He doesn't have a memory of it. He's like, just destroy the.
I think you're both wrong. I think it's multiverse. I think it's part of the MCU.
If he didn't,
This is the introduction of the nuclear bomb to the world of Marvel.
Oh, finally.
Right.
Did you see? I mean, look, we've got Barbie coming out. I don't know if that's on this, but that's
It
on
is,
the same
but-
day. And I think we've already spoken about what we think.
What you could do
happen
is
with Barbie.
make like a Christopher Nolan type film of just running in one every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And try and like piece them together in your mind.
Well, did you see the marketing team have built the Malibu Barbie house? Like the
No, have they?
And someone was like, Oppenheimer marketing team have the opportunity to do the funniest thing and blow up. I mean that would be genius marketing. I don't think there's anyone in there, but it's like life's. I mean, how much money do they throw into marketing these? There's not just they have. I mean, it's great. I would love to go, guys.
I think it's probably one of the first times where two films are coming out on the same day, but it's not going to affect either's.
I'm going to see both. I think. On the same
Yeah,
day.
I think
day.
there's no audience member for either Oppenheimer or Barbie who would only see one, right? Either there's no one who would be torn between both, right?
What, you mean
they're
they're gonna
either going to see
right.
both, or they would only ever have seen one.
See, we see the 3-hour IMAX film about the man who created probably the most deadly. Well, he didn't. Well, okay.
Or do we watch Oppenheimer?
That's misinformation, is it? He didn't create the bomb. He split the atom. Is that?
But that's
Same thing.
yes.
He didn't
Yeah.
intend for it to be used in that way, or am I wrong?
No, that's wrong.
That is wrong.
Yeah.
That's the Manhattan Project.
They're
It
trying to
was-
make a bomb.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he split
He wasn't.
the
He
atom
wasn't
and
at
then-
home in the kitchen cutting some carrots. There he goes. He's cutting some carrots. He
No,
goes,
no.
Oh fucking hell! There's an atom there.
I read that he didn't want that to. Or maybe he did.
I think it was a lot worse than he thought it would be. That seems to be
Right.
He probably didn't want people to keep making them.
I mean, I'm pretty ignorant to all the information, but I thought that was the situation. I mean, apparently Christopher Nolan said that the end is very similar to Inception. I was like, no.
What, he's spinning a little?
Yeah, it's like, did it happen or did it not?
Yeah.
I mean, it is, yeah.
I think it happened.
Yeah, I think it ended the war.
I'm excited for it. I'm probably going to see that one in IMAX.
I'm looking forward to it too.
yeah.
I like Cillian Murphy.
But I'm also very
trying
excited
stuff.
for Barbie.
Yeah.
That's going to be good.
Another-
Ken has a whole song. Ryan Gosling as Ken has a whole.
How many songs does Oppenheimer have?
I'm not sure. You know, Josh Pecker's in it from Drake and Josh. Did you know that?
In Oppenheimer,
Yeah.
isn't he currently accused of?
No, that's Drake Bell. He was accused of
Drake was.
You
So
very
sorry,
careful.
Josh.
See, we're spreading misinformation already. Oh, come
Brian, if you could check which Drake and Josh.
As long as Keenan and Kel are both okay, we're all right. Yeah, it is Drake Bell.
It is Drake.
It
It
is
is
Drake Bell.
Drake.
He actually went missing for a while, didn't he? And everyone was like, the search for Drake Bell. And they found him. He was fine. I think he was just on having a bit of an episode after the allegations came out. Anyway, what's the next film on the list?
The Meg 2, The Trench.
I think we can guess. There's sharks.
The sharks.
Is it?
I've seen the advert.
Yeah, I've seen the advert. Dinosaur.
They're all.
Dinosaur.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what? Yeah.
Is
It
it?
is.
What do you mean?
At the beginning of
The
the
dinosaur
trailer,
in the advert,
there's
mate, too.
the Megalodon kills a T-Rex.
Oh, right.
It's like different animals eating each other, and then a shark jumps out and eats a dinosaur.
I was a big fan of the Meg, right?
We saw that together, didn't we, in Edinburgh?
Yeah, we did.
After
did.
at the end of our run, right?
Completely ruined physically, spiritually, and financially.
Was
we
that
watched the
after
Meg.
our really messy night?
It was at the very end. Yeah, we were really hungover.
That was great.
Perfect movie
One
for
of my
that.
favourite. Yeah.
It's the perfect movie. Full stop, John.
Yeah. It's a Megalodon.
But I would say the only way you make a sequel, I've not seen the trailer, and I would hope deep in my heart that they wouldn't just do a film about finding another Meg. Okay, that would be sad.
They'd find one about.
Free, man.
I think
it's free.
Holy fuck!
I think the Megalodon 2, The Trench, is World War Shark.
World War.
I think they're in the trenches.
They find a
fighting
German
sharks. Not necessarily German.
a Nazi shark at the very
Certainly.
Yeah.
There's a bit in a, in the trailer, there was the first bit where it's like, it's a Megalodon, and it became like,
It's a Megalodon.
Became a
almost
meme.
there's a bit in the second trailer where someone's like tapping on the glass in like a underwater base, and just like,
Isn't that the
it's like,
first one?
This no, it's
Happens
similar.
with it. That's
But
a
she's like, this thing is shark proof, and then a shark bursts through it, and it's just like, yeah, brilliant.
That's embarrassing.
I mean, one of my favourite shark attack moments in any film is Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
Seen that?
Samuel
Is it
Jackson.
Samuel Jackson, yeah.
Samuel
Yeah.
Jackson. I mean, the CGI is appalling, sickening.
But he gives that rousing speech, and then gets eaten straight
Exactly,
away.
and that's why I was like,
That's pretty
what
good.
we want.
That is pretty
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Do you want Jason Statham?
Jason Statham. Yeah, I want
Statham
him
to give a rousing speech. Do you reckon it'll tee up a...
Nothing can kill Jason Statham. I've never seen
I
a
think
film
it's
where
in
Jason
his contract.
Isn't died.
I think it's one of those things we spoke
Is
about
that-
before.
is that true?
Well, Vin Diesel and The Rock have it in their contract where they cannot be beaten up.
I'm just trying to think of a Jason Statham film. Is there any way he's dead?
He never dies. He's never seen to be dead.
I think you're right. Unless, well, he.
Actually, Brian, would you mind Googling?
Does Jason Statham-
Does Jason Statham die in any film?
Have we seen.
Expendables 4's coming out.
He doesn't die in Spy, but it's. He might have, and then he's alive. Or is that wrong?
He fakes his death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what's the other one?
That's very Statham.
I love
That's
Spy.
very
What's the
Statham.
film where he has to keep. His
Oh,
heartbeat
Crank.
up?
Oh,
The first
Crank.
one, in the first one he's got poison, right? And he has to keep electrocuting himself to keep the poison. Then the second one he's dead, right?
No, so one of
Those are the two plots.
One of them is he's got to keep his adrenaline up.
Because of poison. I'm
That's
certain.
the
of
first
it.
one. That's he's got to keep his adrenaline level.
Right,
The woman
that's
fucking
it.
on a
And then
racetrack.
the
Yeah.
second one is it's
He's
something to do with his
dead.
heart, so he's got to keep his his electric in it. Charged
want
in his
Crank
body.
3.
See, like there's a point where he's getting static charged by rubbing up against an old lady. Like,
What? Oh,
Yeah.
God. I want to see Crank 3 where he
has to stay-
has to keep his erection.
he has to give this.
I was going to
Oh, he
say.
dies.
I was going to say mentally
gonna crank
stimulated.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Mentally stimulated.
Mentally stimulated. Has
So
to
they
do with
take him
Sudoku.
Oh,
He's doing Rubik's cubes.
I'd watch that.
How's it looking for Jason, Brian?
Yes, so he's died in the Pink Panther.
What? Wait. He was in the Pink Panther.
Yeah, he's at the beginning, isn't he? Like the
Oh, he gets
Steve Martin
torn
one.
to shreds. Is that?
I think like the Steve Martin one, he's like the beginning, or like
Oh my God!
it's a cameo.
I saw that in New
Overall,
Zealand.
he's died 6 times.
6 times. That's not bad.
No, I need. Do we have all the 6 films there?
Yes, you've got Turn It Up, 2000.
Never heard.
Shot to death.
Ghost of Mars, 2001.
Oh, that's awful. That film.
Cellular,
Not seen that one.
the Pink Panther, War,
What?
No.
and
Oh, with Jet Li.
The Fate of the Furious.
Furious.
Wait.
Well, that doesn't.
Oh, but
Wait,
he's.
that's got-
I see there. He's later revived by Helen Mirren.
You can die and come back.
You can.
Yeah. I read somewhere again. Someone was given a death sentence. Right? They died and then they came back to life, and he argued that he'd served his.
You're
sentence.
thinking of Game of Thrones.
No.
That happens in Game of Thrones. If your heart stops, you're legally dead.
Yeah, so he. I think this was a real case. So I could be spreading. I'm not going to ask you to Google it. Go Google it yourselves.
He doesn't want you to Google it because he knows he's wrong.
Oh, no, I don't know I'm wrong, but there's a high chance.
Yeah. For the next one?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
What about a Disney one? Haunted Mansion is coming out this summer.
I don't remember the original Haunted Mansion
the Eddie
at
Murphy.
all.
Eddie
The Eddie
Murphy,
Murphy one.
that was great.
I remember. Oh, I did. Tell I remember the little the head statues.
Yeah, I mean,
That's in the ride. The statues.
they're in the
there.
film too.
Yeah.
That's the best moment of the film, actually, when he meets the.
So I think this is actually Insidious 6.
This is when they go through the red door.
Insidious
Yeah.
6,
The Haunted
Haunted Mansion.
Disney fashion.
The cast is pretty solid. I've seen the trailer.
Emily Lee Curtis.
And Danny DeVito's in it.
Do you know what I think actually would be a good film? Is a film that starts off like it's a kid's horror film, like Haunted Mansion, and then it turns.
Yeah.
What?
It
Yeah.
turns horrible.
Ugly. Yeah.
Or if they go with the whole, because it's based off of a theme park ride.
Yeah.
Just have it in the theme park ride, but the theme park ride's going wrong.
Shuts down. You're stuck inside.
It's like a really bad advert for
right?
Disneyland. I've been on the Disney one. Yeah.
Is it because I've been to Paris? I haven't been to America, but I've been to the Paris one. I don't. Is it in America? I imagine it is.
So there's one in each Disney park.
There is
Yeah.
Tokyo as well.
So apparently, I watched a little documentary on it. They changed the mansion depending on where it is.
That's cool.
So like the Japanese one uses like Japanese spirits as because they don't really have ghosts in Japan.
Yeah, sure.
But then the one in Florida is like sort of swamp mansion type thing.
Nice.
It's kind of cool ride.
They don't have ghosts in Japan.
Like it's not like their folklore.
oh, no,
like-
that's what I'm saying.
I guess I'd argue you did have ghosts anywhere.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
If it's Ghostbusters,
I'll try and find one we've not heard of. Theatre Camp,
Oh,
starring
It's-
Ben Platt.
remind me who Ben Platt from
Dear Evan Hansen, yeah.
I think that
he's
film
playing
was
a 12-year-old.
Unnecessary. Come on, that film was unnecessarily slated.
What I'll do is we'll predict the synopsis, then I'll read it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Go on then.
We should have been doing this from the start.
Yeah. Well, we know.
Theatre camp.
Theatre Camp, I can predict.
It's got to be a musical, right? If
It
Ben
will
Platt-
be, yeah. I mean, didn't his dad produce the film?
It's a 4-hour epic directed by Christopher Nolan
Oh, right.
Just before
about people.
the events of Oppenheimer.
It's set in the near future where TikTok stars have become a commodity. And so children are plucked and sent to theatre camp in order to keep the big TikTok machine rolling.
Oh, imagine if that. Oh, that's not a bad idea actually. With them manufacturing children TikTok stars.
That's it.
Yeah. Are we at all close?
Right, so the eccentric staff of a rundown theatre camp in upstate New York must band together with the beloved founder's broy son to keep the camp afloat.
Broy son.
So it's
Is that his name?
so maybe he's not into theatre.
He's like, bro.
Oh, I'm a
Oh,
I
Broy.
play sport.
What's the point of theatre? I'd like to play American football.
No, I heard Broy as
or
in,
just
like,
football?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
David Broy is what I was hearing. Broy as in like it was a surname. Got it.
their son, Brohy.
Yeah. I was like, oh, shit,
Broy
no.
son.
Right.
No,
So we were pretty close.
yeah. Do you want horror?
Yeah.
The Nun 2.
Oh my god, The Nun. Oh my god, the first Nun was one of the worst horror films I've seen in the cinema. It's
What was
so
the marketing for the Nun? Was it like
don't fucking.
I mean,
know.
just creepy nun.
creepy nun?
Creepy nun.
You can't do that.
It's essentially
When we
like
have-
it's an Exorcist film, isn't it? The first one, like kind of.
It ruined Halloween costumes for everyone.
It's
The
coming
Nun
back, baby.
I can't wait for when they release Sexy Cat.
That's what I'm saying. If you're going to do a film called The Nun, make her sexy at the very least. You know, guys.
What, you want a sexy?
I mean, the actual actress is a very attractive lady. They've ruined it with the makeup. God damn it! I'm so angry about
I
this.
think you're confused over the motive for that film.
Would you reckon
I was aroused the whole time.
the Nun? The first Nun is a prequel to The Conjuring. Like it's set way before.
Yeah, but there's so many problems with that fucking film. She's so powerful. She sends someone into a grave 6 feet in the ground just for she's like, oh yeah, you're.
How do they beat it?
I can't. Oh, holy water and the blood of Jesus or something like that.
Okay.
But it doesn't make sense.
So maybe they need the body of Jesus this
I
time.
haven't seen it in a while. I've seen that film twice.
Do you know what we don't see?
Go on.
Paranormal
Hobbits.
paranormal
can do it.
paranormal
Parrot.
paranormal horrors set in a sci-fi setting.
So
What about The Nun?
in space?
But it's 2024.
Well,
So you mean like the thing we used to do in the 90s and 80s, like when we get to a
Jason
certain
Space.
Jason X? Yeah, when we get to a certain level, you've done 9 films.
Yeah.
So we need 9 Nun films.
well, they did it with Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
To send them to fucking.
Yeah, they went to space.
You don't want to see The Nun on the Mars colony.
I don't want to see the Nun
where
anywhere.
they don't have religion.
Yeah.
Because they've disproved God, and then
What would be great is if she went somewhere where the idea of religion never existed. And so, like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean?
Okay, well, it's not forward in time.
Back in time. I want to see the Nun.
The Nun meets Jesus.
Yeah, the Nun in the Jurassic period.
Yeah.
And suddenly she's outmatched by a T-Rex.
Yeah, who wins out of a fight between a ghost and a dinosaur?
Or she'd send it into the ground.
Yeah, but dinosaurs are big, so even if it's 6 foot in the
That film makes
ground...
me so angry to think about. I remember seeing the cinema going, I didn't expect this to be good, but this is like she sends this guy into the ground, and the only way he gets out is by ringing a little bell, because they used to put bells on.
Yeah, sure.
Because if someone was,
oh right, they buried them alive.
I was like, well, one, if you're going to send him to the ground and you have the power to do
Take
that,
the bell away.
remove the bell, because no one's going to find him there.
Nah, she didn't do the admin.
Well, I think she was just like, oh, this will be funny. It's like, she doesn't have a sense of humour.
Is she cheeky? Is
Yeah,
it like-
oh,
It's just a prank.
that film was so bad. What's the second one going to be about? I don't know. Same old.
Well, let's
shit.
find out, John.
Okay.
Oh, do you want let's see if they have a plot synopsis for The Nun 2. Also feels a bit weird for
The Nun returns.
We're like Insidious the Red Door, The Nun 2.
It's Insidious 5, The Red Door, right?
But like, when
Is it?
It just says sequel to the 2018 hit
Yeah,
film.
exactly.
It probably sums it up pretty nicely.
Yeah.
I think the first one does kind of leave off. I can't remember the exact ending, but it
Of
leaves
course
off
it did.
where you're like, "Ooh, could she come back?" It's like this is set well before the film she does come back, and nothing that you've tried to reference at the end as a potential sequel is even referenced.
Oh, is the nun in The Conjuring?
She's in the Conjuring
Conjuring
2. She's Malak.
Yeah.
Right, so I do love the Conjuring film.
You're so angry.
I have so many. I love Conjuring 1 and 2. 3 is awful. The Nun is shit. Annabelle's shit. There's one that's okay. The film.
Do you like The Conjuring?
I do like Conjuring 1 and 2 are
the
great.
spin-offs this season.
Conjuring 2, there's a bit where she's like writing down this name where she's like possessed or something, and Malak is then spelt out on the bookshelf with these letters that are like bookends. And I remember seeing it in the film going, Malak, that's weird. And then later when it's revealed, I was like, oh, I'm so clever. I didn't actually figure anything out. I just saw what was clearly
Right.
see. But they're good films, and they've ruined them with the spin-offs. God damn it.
Well, you're going to get more.
Did anyone see The Conjuring 3?
Yes. Yeah, it was bad.
It's bad, right?
It's very bad.
I don't know if I've seen The Conjuring 2.
It might have been bad because
Conjuring 2 is when they go to Enfield in Britain.
the Enfield haunting, yeah.
Maybe I have. Maybe I've seen 1 and 2.
There's a really good, I think it was ITV drama about the Enfield haunting with Timothy Spall.
You loved him.
I love
Timothy
Timothy
Spall.
Spall. I do.
Yeah.
So watch that one instead. Actually, no, watch them both. The Conjuring 2 is very good. Anyway, let's.
I'm trying
let's
to. Do you want the new Poirot film coming out?
Oh my God, are they doing Death on the Nile?
No, they're doing.
They've done Death on the Nile.
Haunting in Venice.
Of course.
A Haunting in Venice.
So it's
The
spooky.
nun.
And she's Italian, which I think she
You're getting my goat back.
be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm back on board.
If what? If it was a
Sexy
Poirot,
Italian nun
sexy Italian.
versus Poirot.
She's on a Vespa,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
the Pope's exorcist.
That would be all right. Oh, yeah. Did you like the last two?
The last two Poirots. With
You mean
Kenneth
the
Branagh.
first two
The fir-
Poirots
well, yeah.
Well, there's been plenty before
of this series?
of this series.
I thought they were all right.
I didn't like
in the second one. It was like, ooh, why has he got a mustache? He's hiding a facial deformity.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the one.
I think that might be true in the books, though. So I'm kind
It can't be because his mustache in the books is
little fin
this
wispy.
big.
His moustache in the books is writing. Come on. Okay, don't worry about it. It's spelled.
Wow.
Sam's
I know. I think Sam's right. I think that was made up for the.
maybe
the
it
film.
was that.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know, I
if
thought
David Suchet
Wasn't there-
if anything is anything to go by, he's got a tiny little tash.
Strangely de-aged Kenneth Branagh at the beginning as well.
I love that.
I'm like,
bit.
get more of that.
Favorite. I want to.
So you like them?
I like the first one. The second one I saw twice.
Problem is, Murder on the Orient Express is the best one. It's the best story. Death on the Nile isn't as good.
Oh, I don't know.
Don't know anything about Haunting in Venice.
I don't know anything about haunting.
No. So why do you think it's called The Haunting rather than The Murder, The Death?
Spooky ghosts.
Spooky. So like Jurassic.
Not really.
Is
though.
it a
a
disappearance or not?
Hound of the Baskervilles type thing?
Yeah. So he's going to debunk it. It's not going to be.
Isn't that actually just a dog?
It is.
Yeah.
It's not going to be.
But
But they think it's ghost dogs.
ghost dogs. Yeah.
it's just a dog.
Yeah.
That's
It's
There's
dogs.
the Hound.
Okay.
Dogs? One dog.
So maybe it's not a ghost.
It's just a Venetian person.
Yeah, it's a Venetian person.
Maybe it's not even Venice.
I loved at the end of Murder on the Orient Express where didn't someone run up and go, quick, there's been a murder on the Nile.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
And isn't he like-
I'm on my way. But then at the beginning of the next one, he's like,
It has been 3 years.
yeah, it's like, I've got an invite to go on a boat with my friends. And then it happens. It's like, does anyone check?
Yeah.
Does he even watch the film?
He also doesn't seem to be in those two films like on a case. He just happens to be there.
Yeah.
So
But come on,
prime number suspect would be him.
My name is Kenneth Branagh, and I am probably the best detective in the world.
I'm gonna blow my nose so you guys entertain.
Okay.
How can we possibly do anything?
I have hay fever.
Oh wow. Away from the mic, please.
No, I have as best as I can. I'm back. Yeah, so I like the first one. The second one was fine. I thought Gal Gadot was
This is
fill the
that line. Yeah, where she's suddenly dressed as
I
Cleopatra.
mean, she's not in it a lot.
I find it hard to see her on screen and not hear.
She's getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
That's nice.
Okay. I feel like she needs to do more to earn that.
Yes, see John speaking when no one else will. He's breaking ground.
I feel like more hits, more
Yeah.
good performances.
I mean, she'll forever be iconic as Wonder Woman, so maybe that's kind of... But think about how long it took Carrie Fisher to get one. And she deserved one way ago.
Well, yeah.
So, Hollywood.
Just know the bad clowns are on you.
Now, Sam, I feel like you've seen one of these with your work. The next Trolls movie, Trolls band together. I was going to say back together. Trolls band together.
This is. I've seen the trailer for this.
I've seen the trailer.
I have not.
I can tell you what happened.
What?
So, in Trolls Band Back Together, or whatever it's fucking called,
Band together.
Justin Timberlake's character Branch.
He knows the name.
Yeah, he is known. He doesn't like singing in the first Trolls because he was singing when his mother / aunt / maternal figure is taken by an evil monster and eaten.
Wait, what? Sorry, what is she? Mother / aunt /
I can't remember what she
figure.
is, but whoever the maternal figure is for Branch,
She dies?
She's dead.
Wow.
That's pretty
dark.
brutal.
Happened because he was singing. Because he was singing.
So he didn't hear her getting chomped down on.
I believe his singing called the troll or whatever it's called in.
Holy fuck! I'm gonna have to watch this.
Now I've not seen Trolls 2, but let me tell you what happens
World
in Trolls 3. World Tour. Branch, as we all know, previously used to be in a boy band. He was a child with his brothers.
In the trailer, they mention it's like plays on pretty popular real boy bands, right?
And it's time to get the band back together with his brothers.
No, yeah, his identical brother comes or something like that.
But the weird thing is, in one of the shots of the trailer, you can see these books, and on the spines of the books it says "The Nun."
If you'd said Malak, I'd have been more impressed. Did you forget? You didn't think the audience...
How could I forget the name Malik when I remembered the name Branch?
Yeah, well,
How many times have you watched that film?
Can we move on?
Saw X.
Saw X.
Saw X.
Now, I believe you've seen one of these with your work. No, the Saw films are overrated.
Do you reckon Jigsaw's alive?
Well, that's the thing. There's more Saw films
Fuck
where
me.
Jigsaw's dead than he's alive.
He dies in 3, right?
He dies in 3.
Yeah.
But 4 happens at the same time as 3, and
One's
5
a
happens
prequel.
before and also during 3. 6 happens after.
Spiral is fucking
Sure.
awful.
So I'm saying.
Well, they got bored, didn't they?
They were like, we're going to do a spin-off, and it's going to have Chris Rock, renowned drama.
Samuel
Didn't-
Jackson.
Didn't Chris Rock head it? Wasn't he directing it or writing it?
No, he was just
in it.
Yeah, just in it.
I like Chris Rock as a comedian, and he's great in everything.
And as a friend.
Hates Chris. He's a great friend. Really nice guy. But his performance in that was deserving of the comedy of the year. It was awful. I actually fell out with someone over that film.
You fell.
'Cause- yeah, genuinely. They really liked it. And I
Liked it.
replied to their
Nasty film.
story going, that film was awful. And they were like, oh, well. And then we had a bit of a falling out. It was very funny.
So if we keep, because I've not seen Spiral, but I've seen all the others. Jigsaw also does a thing where it looks like it's set after, but it's actually set before.
Yeah,
Seen
but,
Jigsaw?
the problem
Yeah.
with that is that all their technology is...
For sure. So I think Saw 10, you think it takes place during,
medieval.
and then you think it's taking place after, but actually it's taking place during.
What if it?
Oh, the ultimate twist. I was going to say, what if it's in space?
I was going to say it's meta, so it's in a movie theatre. So people are watching the first Saw film, and they're like, "Oh, this is
shit.
great fun. Let's leave." And then they realise they're trapped in a building, and they're like, "Oh no, we're."
I would, if it was an actual, like kind of what the Human Centipede did, where it was a real fan of the
Oh,
first film.
yeah, it was.
That would be good.
That's interesting.
John. That would actually be good.
Hello, Hollywood.
And then Saw 10 finishes with Saw himself watching the film.
that film.
And that's how he gets the idea.
Yeah,
To do
for the first
Saw
Saw.
1.
Saw 1.
Just quickly, because
Or Jigsaw, chronologically.
Don't do that.
the reason it's called Spiral is a little bit confusing in terms of.
Oh, it's the
Spiral
symbol.
yeah,
No, it's the symbol.
It's a symbol, and I'm like, for a spin-off, why not just go with different tools?
They-
and then you could
Or
like
hammer.
yeah, but just like
No, I know what you're saying.
drill.
I'd have called it jig.
Jig.
The
Get jiggy with
yeah,
it.
exactly. They tried to introduce a whole new. You know how like they have the marionette? Is it a marionette?
The doll.
Is-
The
what's
doll.
his name?
Is it
Billy?
He's a
Billy.
He's a ventriloquist puppet. isn't
That's
he?
it. They tried to have a new one, which was a pig, like a policeman.
No, the pig's in
The pig mask.
The pig
is
mask
in.
is, but he makes his own
pig puppet.
pig puppet that's like Billy,
Ah.
and they were
So
like,
what about-
this is gonna sell.
What about this?
Go on,
Saw 10.
X.
And this might be
X.
our final thing.
Oh yeah, what time are we on?
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll wrap that.
Yeah, let's end on this one.
Saw 10 is a cartoon about the character of Billy.
Okay,
Animated. Very classic Disney-esque.
yeah. I like it.
Billy is a happy child. Billy is a loved
Steamboat
child.
Billy.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's 2.5 hours of a Pinocchio-esque tale.
2.5
involving Billy.
hours.
And then it ends, after credit clip, is Jigsaw watching the film, and then he makes a little note. That's how it ties in.
Well, so we actually just make a children's film,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
but it's
at the end
but
it's
the
just
best
this
thing is
really like Frodo at the end of The Hobbit.
But the best thing is because it's Saw, completely inaccessible to any children.
So it's an 18 because at the very end there's like one very quick.
He
graphic.
goes. That gives me an idea, and then there's like 2 seconds of.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We make no money, but we cash in on the insurance. That's the twist. It was the producers the whole time.
Ah, well, I think it could be a cult hit.
Lovely.
Yeah. So
Let's end that one there.
and that one there. Come see our shows on the night.
That's a wrap. Subscribe to the Bad Clowns Film Pitch podcast and follow Bad Clowns Comedy on all social medias for updates on live shows and new comedy sketches. See you next time.